Over the last couple of years, we've collected a lot of data across the world of people who struggle to lose weight and people who put on weight no matter how much they exercise, how well they eat, and everything that they do to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Now, we've picked out 6 commonalities in all of these people across the world, and they stand out compared to most of the other cases. So we're going to talk about each of these 6 points because there are still just too many people taking the route of fad diets, fad exercise programs, still indulging in dangerous fat burners and dangerous supplements with this false belief that this particular supplement or this particular fad diet will help them lose weight and keep the weight off. Yeah, absolutely. There are programs where you lose 2, 3, 4 kilos in a month, which is number one, unnatural to the human body because there's something called safe weight loss and good weight loss, and then there's something called dangerous weight loss. So how do you sell a good weight loss program? By promising people a lot of weight loss in a minimum amount of time. And that's what attracts people to take that particular program. But those happen to be the most dangerous programs because they never focus on your lifestyle. They never focus on the underlying root of why you're putting on weight or why you're unable to lose weight. So we may talk about allopathy, and allopathy is good when we need it, but we also talk about how allopathy only treats the symptom, suppresses the symptom, and sooner or later the same problem comes up because we don't address the root cause. It's not just allopathy, it's also with naturopathy and with nutrition. So if we keep suppressing the underlying cause of why we can't lose weight or why we're putting on weight, it's going to happen over and over again. And that's the problem that we have all over our country and the world. People lose weight and they put the weight back on. And that builds this vicious cycle of depression and frustration in a patient. Not only that, your yo-yo diets and your yo-yo weight is actually bad for every organ in your body. Because for a couple of months, your liver, your heart, your kidneys are used to working for an X amount of body mass. And all of a sudden that changes or it increases and it keeps moving up and down. And you start confusing the messengers and the messages between your cells. Like I always say, it's not about your diet and it's not about your food. It's about communication between trillions of cells and hormones that allow you to lose weight the right way. So let's go into these 6 points today, which we see common in all the people who struggle to lose weight. And when these 6 points were taken care of, we saw these people begin to shed weight effortlessly. It has to be that way. We should be able to lose weight effortlessly. If we're not losing it effortlessly, there's something that we're not doing right. And we can't hide. We can't hide behind the fact that there are certain things that we don't want to do and search for quick fixes that may make us lose weight. So number one, anxiety and emotional stress. I keep talking about it and I will keep talking about it until people realize that that is the gap in sickness, that is the gap in healthcare, and that is the gap in people who are struggling to lose weight. Let's understand something. You have a system called the AFS, that's the adrenal system basically, the adrenal fatigue system. Now what happens is every time you get anxious, okay, I'm going to get a little anxious today if I have a flight to catch and I'm caught in traffic, okay, that anxiety will last until I reach the airport and hopefully I caught my flight, and then if it comes down. But today we're living in a world where we're constantly anxious. We're anxious about our children, we're anxious about our parents, our jobs, society, our homes, our pets, everything. So you see, constantly when your adrenal gland is producing cortisol because of anxiety, when your cortisol goes up and stays chronically high, there is no way you can lose weight. It goes against the biochemistry, it goes against the physiology of the human body. The human body is designed based on hormones. So if cortisol goes up, it's a messenger to several other hormones to either increase or decrease to protect you. You see, the human body doesn't care about your weight loss goal. It doesn't care about how you want to look or what you need to do. All it cares about is survival. That's how we are built since evolution. So a little bit of stress, you may say, oh, but everyone has stress. Again, that's justification, yes. But that stress is impacting your body. So we need to rise beyond the fact and the statement which is self-limiting to us, that everyone has stress. Forget about everyone. Talk about you, your body, and your goals. The problem is today we live in this world of comparison with everyone else. Everyone else becomes our benchmark for success, never our own selves. So what happens is when we have constant anxiety, you have elevated cortisol. When you have elevated cortisol, your digestive system doesn't work anymore, which means you are in fight and flight. You're not in rest and digest. So if you're eating a meal in fight and flight, you're not digesting anything. In fact, you're creating more acidity, you're creating more issues in the human body. So When you have chronic anxiety and chronic emotional stress, this impacts your weight. Now you need to introspect into your life and see, am I one of those people? Is stress and anxiety, chronic, a big problem? Then that's what I should be focusing on. That should be at the top of my to-do list. Second comes your diet, exercise, and everything else. But you can't think that your diet and your exercise is going to be able to take care of the damage that's being caused by your stress and your anxiety. So unless this is hammered into all of our heads, people will still believe that it's the diet route and it's the exercise route. And that's absolutely wrong because, like I said, you cannot go against the biochemistry of the human body. So if you have anxiety, if you have emotional stress, these are difficult things for us to deal with. It's easy for me to sit here or anyone to sit and tell you, oh, reduce your stress and you'll be fine. It's difficult, but it doesn't mean that we don't accept it and we don't start trying. So more than your exercise, you may need more you may need more meditation. You may need to do more of your hobbies, things that make you happy. You may have to sit down and really get that strength from inside, which comes from prayer, meditation, whatever your spiritual path is, to let go or accept the things that make you anxious and stress you out. There are just two words, acceptance and letting go. Think of any problem, any emotional stress, anything that causes anxiety in your life. There are just two solutions, accepting from your heart or letting go. Easy to say, difficult to do. We get that strength to do it not from our books, not from what people say, but from inside. What we read in books, the paths that we follow spiritually, these are feel-good factors. You should do it still, but if you're not going to apply it, okay, it's not going to work. And why can't we apply it? Why can't we stay motivated to apply everything we learn in yoga, meditation, in our spiritual books? Like, we all know what we need to do to lose weight, but yet we don't do it. We lack motivation. Why? Because we lack that inner strength from inside to accept and let go. When you let go, you are in control. If you cannot let go, everything else controls you. So number one, introspect. If you have chronic anxiety and emotional stress, that is what you should be focusing on. It doesn't matter if you're eating quinoa, having green tea, black tea, purple tea, you're eating salads all day. If your anxiety is high, it's not going to work for you. It's as simple as that. Let's move straight to the second point, a sedentary lifestyle. And I go on about this again because people believe that if they do their 1 hour workout in the morning, they don't have to do anything for the rest of the day. And that's wrong. That is sedentary active. Your 1 hour workout is practically useless if you're going to sit in a chair for the rest of the day. Because you see, again, your body doesn't burn that fat or make you lose weight in that 1 hour. Your metabolic rate is working throughout the day and night. Every second of the day, your metabolic rate is working for you. Your trillion cells are working for you. So that's why we're doing 10,000 steps every single day. That makes you get more active throughout the day, because we all know you can't get 10,000 steps in a 1 hour walk, which means if you're getting 10,000 steps, you're also active at other points in the day. And that's what we need. We need activity spread over the day to keep your metabolic rate uniform. And your metabolic fire is what helps you lose weight. Again, you can have the healthiest food, but if you have a crippled metabolism, it's not going to work for you. You're not going to lose weight. You're going to put on weight again. Let's move to the third step. Very, very important. For the longest time, even in nutrition school, we've been told to create a deficit if we want to lose weight, which means eat less and work out more. Now, a deficit is great for weight loss. There's no doubt about it. We can't go against the science of that. But then there's the right deficit and the wrong deficit, the right calories and the wrong calories. If you work out more, you need to eat more. And everyone's on the paradigm where we work out more and then we say, okay, I worked out so much, now let me eat less. You have to understand that that is crippling your metabolic rate. Let me explain how. When you eat more, your body needs more energy to recover, to burn fat, to rebalance your hormones, to break down your lactic acid, to break down the protein from the foods that you eat, your carbohydrates, your fats. All of that requires energy. We have 50 to 60 trillion cells in the human body that never sleep. They are constantly multiplying, dividing, recreating, regrowing, rebuilding, detoxifying while we sleep, while we're awake, while I'm talking to you, while you're eating an ice cream, whatever it is. Where does that energy come from? That energy comes from the food that you feed your body. So now if you work out and you're eating less, you are depriving those trillion cells of energy. What happens? There's an alarm that goes off in your body. You move into fight and flight because the human body doesn't care about what you're doing. The human body cares about survival. So it realizes those cells start vibrating. They're not getting food. It goes into fight and flight response, into stress mode. Your digestive system shuts down, your abdominal fat will increase, your thyroxine becomes lesser and lesser. And what's one of the biggest problems we have in India? Thyroid problems. Your metabolism gets crippled because your body doesn't know when it's going to get its next meal, because we confuse it, not with just the quantity of food that we put in, but the different timings that we eat every single day. We no longer follow the rhythms of nature. Your body, like nature, has a rhythm. If you start eating breakfast, lunch, your evening snack and dinner at the same time every day, believe me, your metabolism is only going to get stronger and stronger. So if you work out heavy, you eat more of the right foods, the right fuel, the right nutrition to reach those trillions of cells, which will then stoke your metabolism, your immunity, and help you burn fat the right way. But if you're scrounging on food, scrounge on the wrong food, scrounge on sugary foods and bad carbs and all of that stuff, but put the right carbs, the right proteins, and the right fats in your system, and you will lose weight. Try this. Have an intensive workout today and eat more to support your workout. But if you're getting hunger cravings post your workout and eating, you're eating less, your body's in fight and flight response, you are not going to lose weight, period. So it is eat more, work out more. Okay, eat less, work out less. So if you're traveling and you can't work out or whatever it is, cut down your calories. Then you eat less because your body doesn't need that amount of energy. And this is a very, 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 very strong point that people need to work on. If you work out more, eat more. If you work out less, eat less. Let's move on to the fourth point, which is sleep. All your weight loss happens while you sleep. It doesn't matter how much you're exercising, how well you're eating, but if your sleep is compromised, if you're not getting a night of quality sleep, you will have abdominal fat, you will have side fat, you will have cellulite, because you're challenging the detoxification process of the body. Your hormones will be in imbalance. And what's one of the biggest problems we have in India? Hormonal issues, PCOD. Ovarian issues, all of these things, because you'll find young girls and women are not sleeping enough. Thyroid problems. Most people who have a thyroid problem is because of anxiety and stress. Cortisol goes up, the thyroid gland automatically slows down and stops producing thyroxine to slow you down. That's how the human body is designed, no matter how we want to think about it. So you see, all of these are connected with sleep. The weight that you lose happens while you sleep. You breathe out your fat. There's a metabolic breakdown of fat, and that happens. That's expelled while you sleep. You never lose weight while you're lifting dumbbells or doing Pilates or doing aerobics. You're sweating. Sweating doesn't mean you're losing weight. Sweating is a sign of the body producing sweat to cool you down. It doesn't mean you are burning calories, period. All the weight loss happens while you sleep. So your sleep is so important for you if you want to lose weight or if you want to stop putting on weight. The next point, acidity and constipation. Now, you see commonalities between cancer patients, and you also see commonalities between acidity, constipation, and every possible disease on this planet. You cannot lose weight if your body is acidic. You cannot lose weight if you're constipated. Again, it goes against the biochemistry of the human body. If you're carrying toxic waste in your system, you're crippling your metabolism, you're wreaking havoc with your hormones, you're inducing headaches and hunger cravings and emotional cravings and all of these things because you carry waste in your system. Look at the waste that you pass out every morning, in the pot. Okay, and imagine that now in your system because you're unable to pass it out. What is it doing to your system? It's slowing you down. It's making you sluggish. It's demotivating you. So no matter what you want to do, if you're fatigued and you have brain fog because of constipation and acidity, you cannot lose weight. So you have to work on your acidic levels and constipation. Taking a pill that will make you go to the loo is not your solution for the long term. Taking an antacid to get acidity out so you feel better and you can continue to eat crap food and maintain a sedentary lifestyle is not your solution. It's getting to the root cause and sorting that out. Okay, the next point, and I think this is a shout out to most people in India and expat Indians living everywhere across the world. We have to work with our fear for food. This whole guilt thing that we go on, this whole fear of chocolate, this whole fear of desserts, this whole fear of every single food because someone in your social circle said, oh, you put on weight with this grain, or let's do keto, or let's become vegan. You got to rise beyond. All of us are born with common sense, okay? That's distorted because we choose to listen to everything happening around us. We don't choose to make a decision based on our own body. Okay, if rice and dal and vegetable helps me lose weight, I should eat that. But just because someone in my social group said, oh, it's high carb, lentils has carbs and rice has carbs and you shouldn't eat gluten and all of that stuff. If it's working for you, why are you changing? We have so much of guilt and fear about food. People start their meals with guilt and fear. What does guilt and fear transform into? Anxiety. We just spoke about anxiety. You see, all these points are interconnected. So if I sit down for a meal and I'm going to be negative throughout my meal and not enjoy what I'm going to have and constantly be guilty about the portions I'm eating. I mean, you should see some of the women and men, they eat like sparrows. They just eat like a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And it's disgusting if you ask me, because they're just working on a concept that doesn't make sense to the human body and themselves. And then they're depressed over and above that. I can understand if they want to eat that way and it makes them feel happy. But it doesn't make them feel happy. They feel depressed, they feel deprived, and, all to fit into that little dress, or all to be, not to be judged by society. But they're depriving their body of nutrition, which is the key of life to every one of those trillion cells. And that's why they never lose weight. That's why their entire day is about yoga, Pilates, working out, getting a massage, going to the salon, and all of that stuff. It all relates around their physical self. And in their mind, they're getting more depressed and frustrated and all of these things. And when none of this works, then they go under the knife, cosmetic surgery and pills and fat burners, or they fly to some fancy spa in Italy or Switzerland thinking that that's going to give them the solution to weight loss. Their solution is in their mind. They live with so much of fear and so much of guilt about food. Like I always say, look at the Swiss. The Swiss eat about 6 to 8 pieces of chocolate a day, and not dark chocolate. They eat milk chocolate. It's part of their culture. They enjoy it. They look forward to it, and it doesn't trouble them a little bit. Look at the French and the food that they eat. They enjoy their food. They don't start eating food with guilt and fears, and everyone's talking about the negative impacts of food and all of these things. So it all starts off in your mind. If you're going to eat a meal with anxiety, you're going to be in your sympathetic nervous system, which is fight and flight. The human digestive system doesn't work in fight and flight. So what you're eating is going to get stored as fat. But when you're calm, when you sit down to enjoy your meal and eat it and be positive and truly enjoy every bite, you're in the rest and digest, which is the parasympathetic nervous system, which means your body's going to produce the right enzymes to digest, your fat's going to be broken down, absorbed, and you can be eating any meal. And of course, I'm not talking about like junk all the time. But a little bit of dessert, a little bit of fried, a little bit of, raw, everything balanced is not going to harm you. What is going to harm you is the way you think about your food. Because the moment you think negatively about your food, you are upsetting the entire hormonal balance and all the messengers between your brain. You cannot eat in fear. The body's not designed to eat when you're in fear, because that's fight and flight. Your body's prepped with adrenaline to run, to fight, to flee. You're not digesting food, so your organic salad is practically useless. So we got to break away from all this thinking. Most of the people who lost weight didn't just lose it by eating salads. In fact, they lost their weight by eating balanced, wholesome meals with the right amount of exercise, with the right quality of sleep, and constantly working on their emotional health and their anxiety. These are the things that people did to lose weight. These are the things that people broke that weight barrier. But today, people will say, give me a diet, give me a diet. Their mind is so fixed thinking that a diet can fix you. A diet will not fix you. I don't have a single person out there, and many of them will be watching this right now, who lost their weight with a diet. They lost it with lifestyle changes, the very lifestyle changes that I just spoke about. So I'll quickly recap the list. Anxiety and emotional stress. If that's your issue, introspect. That's what you should be focused on first. All your effort goes into that. A sedentary lifestyle. Join the Walk for Health challenge. We have like thousands of people around the world doing 10,000 steps every single day. Go onto the thread. Don't ask me how they're doing. Ask them. They have fantastic stories to share with you. Okay? Eat less, work out less. Eat more, work out more. That's your paradigm for weight loss. That's your paradigm for good health. Sleep. Quality. Doesn't matter if you're sleeping 9 hours, but if the quality is poor, it's not working for you. You may be sleeping 5 hours, but if it's great quality and you wake up feeling energetic, that's working for you. Acidity and constipation. The root causes of all diseases and the inability to lose weight as well. And your guilt and fear of food. The next thing that you're going to eat, stop letting it create fear. Enjoy it, truly enjoy it, and it will be broken down by the human body. I can promise you this. So if we work with these 6 commonalities that we see, these are the things that people use to lose weight, not a piece of paper that's telling you how to eat, when to eat, and what to eat. You have your own common sense and your own biofeedback from your body. Listen to it, use it, live mindfully. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. Have a great day, everyone.